You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm also working on a marketing, an elevator speech. And I will need some input from you guys that are actually in the field, um, as to what the elevator speech needs to be. But I've got some really good tips about that from all our kin, and some things that they're using when they are speaking to legislators and things about, or legislators and others about family child care. There's another new study I got this morning that came out. I mean, there's just so many positive things about family child care right now. And we've got to, that it's urgent. I mean, it's urgent that we get these materials in your hands. I have flyers. If you want some of these to put out in places like Debbie, Michelle and that crew have got them. All your child care wares have these now. But
Oh, nice.
it just kind of tells you, what the network is willing to do for you, and it's, all we want you to do is participate. We just want you to come to our networking events. We want you to allow us to collect some data so that we have really good numbers to give to the state when they ask us. So I have been busy. I haven't just been playing. I feel like I'm just playing sometimes, but anyway, I have those. I can mail you a packet of those, or I can send it to you electronically and you can print them, but I would save the ink and let me just mail you a packet, because it's a lot of color. And of course, the children upon it are mine. So I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, that
grandbabies,
would be nice.
some
I
of
wish
them.
I'd had that last night.
See, that's what I'm saying. You need contact sheets. You need some of these flyers. We need these kind of in different places so that you guys can use them when you meet, folks, and or I send you to folks that I find that, like this girl down in Sevier County. I need a really good family child care home to mentor her, to walk alongside her and just encourage her and that kind of thing. It's hard for me to get to DeQueen.
Right.
It's hard for my regional trainer that's in El Dorado to get to DeQueen. It's a 2.5 hour drive to her for her too. So with you guys that are active in the association, it will be very helpful to me to have you, reaching out to those folks too. So that's just a little bit of what I've got going on. And Monica, I still don't have a handbook from you.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I can't
Some
help
weeks,
you without it.
I will, when we get off here, I will send it to you.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me. Actually,
You're
I'm writing
welcome.
that down because I'll forget by the time I.
So I think one important
I'm
thing.
not organized like some of y'all are.
You're a
Yeah.
baby
Hey,
family child care provider.
y'all
You'll get
look.
there.
Y'all look.
Yeah, we won't bring her to my house.
Mine either.
So I think one important thing, and I told Rita yesterday, when she told me she had given her family child care provider Elizabeth's number, we need to do that the opposite direction. We need to give Elizabeth their number, because the
Okay.
likelihood of them checking back with Elizabeth is slim. But if we sick bulldog Elizabeth on them, so then we know it will happen. And one of the things that I've done is loop them in an email or loop them in a Facebook message. So then it's right there. And then you can leave the message if you want. But I mean, we've had some really good, the girl last night has a degree in early education, correct?
Yeah, she has a special ed degree, and in early childhood. So, I mean, I'm talking to her about her home, but I'm also talking to her about becoming a trainer, because what better way to get connected with people is to become a trainer in her area where there's none.
No training, right?
So that would help the other homes that are in that 100-mile radius as well, or 50-mile radius. So there's lots of positives. It is very exciting. I've had a really exciting week, just meeting new people. Daisha, our new one here in Fayetteville, we have one that went through zoning and planning and is all she likes is her boiler inspection to get up and running in Fayetteville.
Wow.
It's the first time in many years that we've gotten one through, and we had 8 positives and 8 yeses, 0 nays from the Planning Commission.
Wow.
And one of the guys said, "We need more people like
Oh,
you."
wow. That's
Oh,
awesome.
So,
yes.
yeah, I mean, it was exciting. I'm going to send him some chocolate or something.
Right.
I'm
Right.
going to wine and dine that Planning Commission, because if we can get some through, I'm just using the platform that Philip gave us about, do you want this on your corner, or do you want a marijuana dispensary on your corner?
Right. They
And
probably don't know what that is. Can you tell them the recommendation he made?
yeah, to talk to your Planning Commission about what do you want your neighborhoods to look like, because for every family child care home or every licensed center or every public school, there can't be a marijuana dispensary or a liquor store within 500 feet of them. So that's what they did in Denver to get all of those in one consolidated area instead of all over every neighborhood in Denver, Colorado, when marijuana came around and was legal. So that was the strategy he gave me, and that's kind of what I've been using, and it's been pretty effective when I
Yeah.
talk to people. So, just think about that. Those of you that live in I know where Michelle lives, and I can't even imagine Silo Farms having a marijuana dispensary on the corner, but that area, there's some commercial stuff there, and it could happen. So, we want all of these people that are working with children to be protected by that regulation as well. So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, the
All
gal
right.
last night is outside of town, so we don't have to mess with zoning.
Yeah. So was
That's
the
good.
DeQueen girl, I believe.
Yeah, she's 5 miles north of DeQueen.
Yeah. And you
So,
might think, what does this have to do with all of us? Why are we talking about individual providers that are opening up all over the state? That's what our purpose is to build family childcare, because the more numbers we have in our voices, the stronger we are as a community. We want to turn back the clock to when family childcare was the preferred method of childcare in the state of Arkansas. And we can only do that by working with each other and reaching out to people that are providing care in our communities and helping them along the way. If you had a friend that you wanted the best for her life, wouldn't you tell her? When you say this is a good way to live, so think about those people. This little girl I say little girl, she's very young, but she just had a baby and she was a nanny. And today she reached out on Facebook and said, I need to get a job so I don't have to leave my baby at home. Does anybody have any ideas? And I said, yep, I do, because she's amazing with littles. So I'm going to keep after her, but keep your ears open. The contact I sent Elizabeth to last night was one of my former family childcare families, and she's from DeQueen, and she saw that this girl had posted that and connected her with me. And I said, that's amazing. I'm excited for you. Now let me send you to Elizabeth. So we can just keep funneling them to Elizabeth, and then we can connect and support when we're in the area. So Elizabeth, did you get to be on the DHS call today?
I did.
Good. Can you give us an update?
I can. As of this morning, there were 1,888 facilities open in Arkansas, and they have the potential of serving 161,227 children. Since March, reported cases from a child care facility for a positive COVID test, 409 children and 647 staff. So those numbers continue to go up. So that tells me we need to stay very diligent in our cleaning and our sanitizing and those kinds of things. There have been 96 active cases in the last 14 days in childcare. So a lot more than typically is what Tanya said. So, and
I
we
wonder,
don't.
Elizabeth, did they break down whether those are in public pre-K and school districts or in child care facilities? No. I wish they would do that.
Yeah, I
mean,
do
you
too.
probably hear the frustration in my voice, but I would bet the majority of those new cases are in school district pre-Ks.
I bet there too.
Well, just to give some perspective, my sister lives in Des Arc and works at the nursing home in Des Arc. And from the 80 some odd people in the facility, that's staff and patients, 7 people in the whole establishment are COVID free. Wow. 7. My niece tested positive yesterday, and they told her she had to be at work this morning because they cannot care for their patients, and she has to go to work today, and she's COVID positive because they don't have enough people in the town to care for the patients if they all the positives go home. So that happened in Centerton, the same thing. There were 60 some odd out of the 80 some odd that were positive. So it's happening. There's one in Jonesboro. So we're still back in the numbers, but guys, we've got to stay diligent in our cleaning and our prepping and that kind of thing, and just being safe, just being safe. So yeah, schools, that's why it's so important to say I have small numbers. Your kids are going to be in a smaller environment with less germs if they're with me. So that's what she said about that. Okay. The essential worker vouchers going through to the end of December. We're still on track for that. The supplemental, as we talked about the last time, is gone for essential workers. So you still get the voucher for essential workers, but you don't get the extra. If you take vouchers and you get just vouchers, you still get the supplemental on the low income vouchers, but not essential workers. Does that make sense? Everybody understand what they're saying there? Of the 41 million, 30 million of it has already been spent. They are processing the final payments for sanitizing PPE right now. Those will come out in the next week or so. But they still have 2 million left for deep cleaning and sanitization. So if you have a positive case, and you have to close to deep clean, you still send in your receipts like you have been, and that money is still there. There's still $2 million in that fund to be used. So she said still send that to deep cleaning at dhs.arkansas.gov. But they have reached their capacity in essential workers. There were 6,371 applications have been approved through December 31st. So she also said, if you have not billed, get it done. Don't sit on it. She had her people pull numbers and things, and there was over $1 million out there that hadn't been billed yet. So if she was going off what money was there instead of the way she's doing it the right way, then she would be upside down in her account, and there's no way to pay you back. There's no money to pay you back. So bill on time. Don't hold it. Don't hold it. Keep doing your billing weekly or bi-weekly, however you guys are doing it. So don't hold it back. The really good news, if you pay, did any of you guys pay the INS money, the $150? Okay, good. Because they're going to give it back to you if you did. If you paid the $150, they're going to refund you that this year, the first year. By next year, phase 2 will be implemented, and it will be by pool. So big facilities that have a lot of employees can go ahead and pay the $150, and it's cheaper on them to do that because it's like $13.50 for one, $10 for another, yada yada. But they are working on completing phase 2, so be looking out for that. There's a letter going out today to explain to you about people coming into your facility like therapists. So if I am a speech therapist and I work for XYZ, and I come to you 3 days a week and you did my background check, you would give me a copy of my background check. And if I went from Debbie's house to Mary's house, I would have that copy with me. Mary doesn't have to do another one on me. I have a copy of it from Debbie, and I can show it to Mary, or Mary can make a copy of it for her files, and all is well. They've eliminated that it has to be per license. And I loved what she said. Ashlyn said, guys, work together to make this work. Be smart about it. Work together. So what we want to do is make sure everybody that walks into your facility like that has a background check. And how do we get to that? We help each other make sure that if I do one on you, then I'm going to give you a copy of it as a therapist so you can take it to the next place you go, so that we're not paying $10 every time. At one point, therapists there might have been $150 spent on a therapist for the same background check, because every facility had to have one with their license number on it. So anyway, they fixed that. Kelly said the call center, the Arkansas Department of Health call center that you call if you have a positive case. Just remember, holidays are coming and they are closed on the state holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, all the holidays, the state holidays. They are closed. If you have a positive case during those times, and call, leave a message, and when they get back to work, they'll call you back as soon as possible. So, but typically those are the days we're all closed. The state holidays are the days we're all closed. Thanksgiving Day, the day after, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, those kinds of holidays, they're closed. Supplemental payments are a bit delayed, she said. They're processing those this week, and they'll start going out next week if you haven't received your final supplemental payment for the essential workers or your essential payments for your low-income vouchers. Those are in the works to get out to everybody. Okay. I am going to skim this because this is a lot of information that I don't know that we all needed at the moment, but Misha Martin from the Division of Children and Families, the people that process the child maltreatment and the central registry checks, were on the call today, and the new process there is up as well. It's electronic also. So you will go in and do that all electronically now too. You can actually pay for it electronically as well. The benefits of this new process is it's mobile friendly. There's an app for it. So you can do it on your computer, your iPad, whatever. This creates a reduction in returned forms. The biggest problem they have is not being able to read people's writing. And so when they can't read your writing, you get a report back on somebody you didn't send it in on because they couldn't read the name or the social. And this way, you type it in. It eliminates the handwritten. You type it in and you submit it. If you don't want to do it electronically for now, you can still use snail mail, but you have to use that form. You have to fill it out electronically, print it, mail it in with your money. That will be eliminated probably in the next 2 or 3 months completely. You'll have to do everything electronically. There is a $1 fee that's attached to that $10 check. And it's just a little bit more than postage is the way they're looking at it. It can't be helped. It charges $1 to process the payment, and that's just the way it is. So it's really $11 instead of $10, and you can only pay one at a time. So I couldn't send in mine and Rita's and Susan's all at the same time and pay $33 at one time. I submit mine and I pay for it. I submit Rita's and I pay for it. And I submit Susan's and I pay for it, is the way that works. If you're a nonprofit, you don't have to pay the $10. You do have to, if you're not on the list that drops down, you have to submit paperwork to show you're a nonprofit. It got a little, were any of y'all on there, Michelle or anybody on there today on the call? it got a little interesting because school districts were kind of informed today that all these years they've been getting those $10 for free, they weren't supposed to be. So school districts have to pay the $10 because they're not nonprofits. So if they got 70 classrooms, that's 140 people plus subs, plus. And so there was a little bit of on the call today. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Faster results is the goal, and this way we're going to get faster results. So bottom line is, with the INS system, with this new system, everything we do is going to be electronic. Everything that we do for background checks is going to be electronic. Make sure when you fill that out, there's a list of possibilities of who you are. You're the second bullet or the second bubble. That's it. Second bubble. Punch the second bubble. Don't read them all and punch something else. Second bubble, because it won't send it to the right department if you try to pick something else. So there's going to be some emails coming out about this, and I did take some screenshots. And so what I may do is get and just put a little blurb on the Facebook page after a while with a screenshot of where you go in to log in to do the background checks and that kind of thing. Would that be helpful to do that, just so you know where to go to check that? She's also going to upload the PowerPoint this time with the call. The call lasted about an hour and a half today. So they're going to upload the PowerPoint with the call recording, so that, because they gave a whole lot of information that I don't think we needed. Now school districts might need a lot of it, but he talked about the TOS encrypted system might not take this or that, and that's because if you are in a school, you get an EDU report instead of an ORI report, instead of a CIS report, you know, convoluted stuff that we really don't need. But we can, I can put that link out there. All of that, like 3 pages of just stuff about the background stuff.
So Melissa had a question for you there.
Oh, okay.
So I cannot send in all my background forms with individual checks by mail.
You can send them in by mail with one check. You can't do them electronically with one credit card.
And then can you repeat the cleaning reimbursement contact info?
Deep cleaning at Arkansas. Let me make sure I get it right. Too many pages here. Oh, there it is. Deep cleaning at dhs.arkansas.gov.
And then Susan, I think I can answer your question. If we have to close, do we still bill vouchers? If the Department of Health tells you to close, you can, but you have to have documentation with that. You have to have who's telling you to close, the dates they have you close, children's first and last names, all of those things before you bill. And it's billed separately. It's not billed in the regular billing system. So I just called about that today.
Yeah, they are going to pay you though. So,
good
which
news.
is a plus. That was really good news. Yeah. And really, that's it. That's the highlights. There were,
any CARES 3 information?
nothing until after the election. They won't process anything now until the election is over, confirmed, yada, yada. But
you know, I wonder when that comes out, because when 1 and 2 came out, they took some direction from focus groups and from different people about how that money should be spent. I wonder if there's some way that as family child care providers, we could get together and talk about what would best assist us so we can give a recommendation for family child care if and when that CARES 3 goes through.
It's a question worth asking for sure. Yeah.
What did you say we were paying for? We missed that.
The background checks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on the call, Elizabeth?
No, that really is it in a nutshell. They talked a lot about the new child maltreatment and central registry checks. But like I said, they gave out a lot of information that really, unless you're an IT person, you didn't care or need.
Right.
So they had all the IT people on there. It was
Right.
a whole team. So the PowerPoint will be up. I took some pictures of some slides, but it's very self-explanatory. When you get on and click on it, it tells you step by step by step exactly what to do to submit it. Just remember, you can't use any old forms you have in your drawers. Shred them. They're no good. They'll send them back to you if it's not filled out on the new form that's online.
So does that answer Susan's question? What if background checks were notarized months ago? You can't use that because it's a new form?
If it's, I would go ahead and mail it in, let them send it back to you. If it's been done, I mean, this is a brand new process, and it went live yesterday. So they might go ahead and accept them, but I'd get it done. I don't know. Well, I don't know that they'll accept it with it being notarized in June and this is November. They may not. That's a pretty big span. Anybody else have any thought about that? They'll want to know why they were held that long.
Yeah.
Well, define long, because I had a couple over the course of the summer that I held for probably 2 months and mailed
Well,
them
this
in.
is, yeah, this is almost, well, depending on what day in June, this is 5 months.
Mm.
So I don't know. You can try it, Susan. You can sure try it. I mean, what are they going to do? Kick it back to you and send it? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to move along. Our board had a retreat weekend before last, had a good time, and every once in a while on these lives, we're going to have a little tidbit of business or something themed that you guys can pull from the call as well. And Deb, did you have something today?
I
Yes.
do.
Okay.
I do. All right. So my assignment for these weeks is craft, and I like to craft. My kids like to craft. So what I'm sharing with you today is a cute little turkey windsock.
Aw.
Now mine is made on a can. Hang on a second. This is one of my vegetable or fruit cans from the daycare. I used a smooth edge can opener to take off, oops, sorry y'all, the top and the bottom, and then painted it. Now my granddaughter, where did I go? Oh, hang on. There I am. I had this problem last night on another Zoom. It decided to just knock me off. But this is our little can. My granddaughter is 7, and she painted the can. And then we cut out a little card printer paper that's yellow to make the beak, a little red for their googly eyes. The ribbon we got at Dollar Tree. And then the feathers we got at Walmart. Now this can be done either on the can like we did, or you can use construction paper, craft foam, anything like that. And it's really fun with the kids because the way we did ours, you can't tell it right now, but we started out with a square, folded it in half, and then cut the diamond, or a diamond, and then folded it in half. So you can get some shape identification. Ashlyn also decided we need to do a pattern of orange, yellow, orange, yellow, orange, yellow. So it's a fun craft, but it's also look at the ways that you can use to make it a learning experience as well. And the googly eyes, you would not have to use those. You can use paper again for that, but it's just some little fun thing to do. Plus, it's recycling. This would have went in the trash can, but instead it's a cute little turkey.
Cute job. Well done. I like that.
Thank
I think
you.
any fun that we can add these holidays. Are you guys feeling like the drain of what our holidays are going to be like this year? I'm just really struggling with it. We normally have a huge potluck with our families, and that won't happen. And so anything that's fun we can add to it, I think is good. Took some little notes as we went along. I am going to email Tanya and ask her, is there any way to break down the center, family child care, and school district licensed cases of COVID? So we can keep an eye on how we're doing, as well as everyone else. I hate when we get lumped in with everybody when we're doing everything we can to be careful. So she may tell me no, but I can ask. Rita, are we getting ready to open nominations for officers of AFCA?
Yes, I've got that on my plate to do today.
Awesome. So you guys, if you've ever thought about being on the board, we have positions coming up so you can help make decisions and just be a leader. And I see a lot of leaders on here, so we'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
Tonight, we have our first community of practice conversation at 7, and it's on this same Zoom channel, and we're going to talk about what are we? Do you guys struggle with that? Like when somebody asks you, what do you do? Some people absolutely want to be called a babysitter. You know, some people say I'm a family child care provider, early educator. I switch between them, I think, depending on who my audience is. So we're just going to talk about that. And it's a time like there's not going to be a PowerPoint. It's just a time when we are the experts and we talk between ourselves about what we like to be called and why. We're probably not going to reach a resolution of this is what everybody should call themselves, because you can't tell ideally somebody else what they should call themselves, but we're just going to talk about it ourselves. So it'll be a good time like this where we talk back and forth. That's at 7 o'clock tonight on this same channel, and you do get PDR credit for attending that. And then this Thursday at 7, we have a literacy training from Caring Conversations at Curricula Concepts. Sarah's going to be doing it. And Caring Conversations, even virtually. I attended one virtually the other day, are a lot of fun. So try to come to that as well, that you get PDR credit for that as well. The first Thursday nights of every month, we're reaching out to different partners, asking them to help us get some family childcare specific training. Since we've never done that before, but since we're virtual, we might as well, right? So we are actually contacting Tom Copeland. We've gotten approval to use the money that White River Planning, I believe, gave us last year to have him come and do a training, which is awesome if you guys have heard of Tom Copeland. We're planning one on knapsack and one on trauma-informed care, and there's a reason for those, guys. There are things coming down the pike that you're going to want to have those trainings for. Just trust me right now. Just trust me. You're going to want to have knapsack training, and you're going to want to have trauma-informed care. So we are scheduling those as we speak, and they'll be on the first Thursday nights, but we'll let you know like as they come up, or put events in Facebook for them. I actually just hopped off a training. One second. I just hopped off a training with Marcy, and I got news on there that I didn't know. Susan was on there. Susan, wave. Susan, were you not the one that just said you were finishing up your early childhood degree? Yay, guys. Isn't that awesome? Way to go, Susan. We're proud of you. That's awesome. It seems like I never even heard of Susan before, and now every time I turn on my Zoom, I see Susan. So it's been nice. This has been a great way for us all to connect. Yes, Elizabeth, you had something?
I was just going to say that the Growing Brain training counts for trauma-informed care. So if you guys are still interested, I think I've worked that out to where that can be a statewide training. And this is kind of the way that we're thinking about that. If you live here, if you live in Fayetteville, one of the nights, maybe night one, would be live and virtual. So everybody outside of the area could Zoom in, or if you couldn't get here, you could Zoom in. And then maybe night 3 would be in Conway, and then everybody else Zoom in. And that allows us to still have small numbers, but connect, to be together and move around a little bit so that we could meet some folks and try to get as many folks in the training as possible. I will be training PJ to be a trainer for the Growing Brain during the training. So PJ will be with us, and Allie, the girl that has taken my place as TA, would be with us so she could learn about the Growing Brain, and I would get to train y'all for that. So I've got permission to be able to do that. So we're working on that right now, and that would count as your trauma-informed care training, the Growing Brain would.
Awesome.
So,
and remember what I said, just take my word for it. You want those
yes.
trainings.
Yes, you do.
Any questions? Anything else that we need to cover? Carlene, you guys have anything? Michelle?
I guess the same. I mean, we still have cleaning supplies. So if you're local, let us know, or your other childcare aware region offices throughout the state, they have cleaning materials too. Still doing trainings. I will post, we are going to do a training December 5th. It's going to be on a Saturday. So hearing y'all brainstorming too, maybe Elizabeth, Debbie, or y'all can shoot me a message if you want me to add in an hour or 30 minutes. It's just going to be a half day, but it's just another opportunity because we know providers still need some training hours right then in December. So I'm working on that today. So if there's another opportunity or something you want me to add in that day, we'll be glad to work with y'all. So let us know what we can do.
All righty.
Y'all.
That also speaks to the virtual resource fair. We're planning a virtual resource fair as our first networking event, and I have commitments from several childcare awares from Lakeshore, from Kaplan. All of those folks are on. We've got Farmers Insurance coming. He's going to do a presentation. I've got several folks that have till the 6th to send back their doodle poll that I sent. Michelle, have you sent y'all's back yet? I haven't looked today, to be involved in that, to participate. It's going to be first couple of weeks of December, possibly on a Wednesday, if that works for everybody, from 6:15 to 8:15. And we'll have some overviews and then some breakout sessions, so you get to choose which session you go into to hear more information. And then you're going to get a booklet that you can print so that you can take notes during these sessions so that you can see who you want more information from. So working on that little event, and that will happen in the first couple of weeks of December, we hope. That's the plan.
Awesome. That's great news. Our community of practice conversations will take place at different times every month. I'll just let you know when. I hate to lock in everybody every first Tuesday and Thursday and where you feel like you can't do anything. So every month we'll talk about when we want to have the next one. The one in December was planned as a virtual Christmas party. So Elizabeth, maybe we can get together and combine a virtual Christmas party, like an ugly sweater Christmas party or something, and do it with the resource fair and hit two birds with one stone. So anybody else have exciting news to share? Any challenges? I see Miss Carolyn's on this time. Elizabeth, I see where you said several emails about having a meeting today, asking for the link. I don't know why it was in there in the email. Guys, I was on a focus group, and hopefully the lady that I talked to will watch this recording, but I was in a focus group with a lady that's a 3-star Better Beginnings with 16 children. I'd never heard of her. She'd never heard of me. How does that happen in our small state? She is giving up her slots and opening a center, but it just reminded me and made me really sad to think of the people that are still out there that don't have this group to be able to be connected to learn from. Debbie Combs, she's our current president of AFCA, had said at the retreat this weekend how fortunate she was that she probably still wouldn't be in business if she had not found this group. I think Monica feels the same way, that it's just a support system that she didn't know she needed. And we don't want to do things just to fill your time. We want to make sure that one, you feel supported, and two, you have the resources that you need. So when grants come out or trainings come out that we know you could benefit from, that we'll get with you on those. So anything else? Miss Carol, how's your mama?
She's good. She's good.
Good.
Messy and good. She's alive.
Right. Yeah. Love watching the pictures of your mom. All right, guys. Elizabeth, anything else?
Next week, the battles begin. Tune in to The Voice. You have 2 Arkansas homies. My son-in-law and one of Debbie's preschoolers are both on The Voice. And here's the funny part. They are now friends. And my son-in-law will be doing her preschooler's wedding and as a pastor. So it's just a small world that we all live in. And that's what I wanted to kind of my end for you today is think about the dots that have been connected. I sent Susan an email and just, I mean, it just ping, 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 and then these connections are just snowballing. And look at some of the things that have come out from the dots being connected. You never meet anyone by accident.
Right.
There's not ever an encounter you make with another human being that's by accident. It was on purpose. And you meet that person for a reason. And you are able to pour into them and they're able to pour into you. Sometimes you feel like you're pouring more than other people are pouring, but that's okay because your turn's coming. And just think about the changes that you can make in children and families' lives by being who you are and doing what you do. So keep making those connections, keep sending those folks our way, and let's just keep growing this. I can't wait till there's 139 people on this call.
Right.
There were 139 programs. Now remember, she said there were 1,888 programs open, and 139 of them were on the call today. There's a bunch of people not getting information that you're getting.
That's right.
So keep sharing, keep being who you are, and keep doing great things.
Well,
All right.
doing it at a time when most people who are working can't be on there.
I know. I think about that too. Yeah.
They're not getting
So,
information because it's not set up for them to get the information.
yeah. I think about the girl that Debbie has met that she didn't know anything and she's a 3-star. How did that happen? She didn't even know anything about AECA. How does that happen?
She said, is there an association or something I can be part of? I'm like, what?
She's living in a bubble.
Yeah. But she does a fantastic job. I even
So we're fixing that for her.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Monica.
No, you finish. You were still talking.
No, we're good.
I was just gonna say I've been going on almost 18 years, and this is the first year I've ever heard. So, I mean, I don't know. Yes, now I didn't have Facebook until probably 3 or 4 years ago, just because my husband and I we just didn't. But so I don't know if that was.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But
yeah,
I don't know.
So we've been trying to reach out to people. Elizabeth has shared her list with us to invite people via email, and then you don't have to be on Facebook. So probably we need to be a little bit better, all of us to be better about sharing information always on email as well as Facebook, so that everybody gets it, because I feel bad for the people that have no idea. She had not gotten cleaning, cleaning package. She said she got money, but she wasn't sure what it was for. So just being able to reach out to people and be able to help them the way that we feel supported is important. So you guys, I hope to see you tonight at 7, and I hope to see you Thursday night at 7. And I think that's it. So have a good one. Thanks for what you do. We appreciate you. See you later. Thanks, Elizabeth, for all your work.
Oh, thank y'all for being helpful. Some of you I may see this week. I'm going to be on the road Thursday, so.
What direction are you going?
I'm hoping to go to Susan's neck of the woods, and then I'm going to take another day to go to Madison and Carroll and up in that area, because Michelle's still holding all those cleaning supplies for those folks. Susan's is in my car. It's been in there for 2 weeks, and so I'm trying to get some of that off the list and just meeting some more folks and making some connections and that kind of thing. So you never know when I'm going to show up.
Hey guys, I wish we need to put together maybe that Family Child Care Network flyer that you had, Elizabeth, if you email it out to all of us and we save it. And in each of our Facebook groups for childcare, when you see somebody, posting that they have childcare, we can post that Family Child Care Network flyer under it so that they know that's available to them as well. So, because, we all voted, right, to help even unregulated homes reach quality with their children. So, and I think that's a big step. I think that's a big step. It wasn't an easy one. It was not an easy one, but it's done somewhat selfishly because we want to see those people join us, and they can't join us if they don't have a toe in. So we're excited. Thank you guys.
Well, they actually let me post that flyer on the 2 groups that I've been following where I found Daisha and some other folks. So I was shocked. I thought they would pull it, but they posted it. So the more people that see it, the better off we are, for sure.
Yep. All right, you guys. Have a great afternoon. See you later.
Bye.